Get out of first class. The slap echoed through the cabin as flight attendant Cheryl Mason struck Vanessa Cole across the face, tearing her boarding pass and ordering security to drag her out. Passengers gasped, phones shot up, and whispers hissed through the aisles. Fraud. Liar. Doesn't belong here. Voices muttered as the humiliation spread online in real time. But what no one on that plane knew was that Vanessa didn't just have a seat. She owned the aircraft they were standing in. Get out of first class. The slap cracked across the cabin, sharp as a whip. Flight attendant Cheryl Mason's hand left a red streak across Vanessa Cole's cheek. Gasps spread like wildfire. The boarding pass in Vanessa's grip was torn to shreds, falling like confetti onto the carpeted floor. Passengers froze, mouths open. Some recorded. Others whispered, "She doesn't belong here. Looks fake, trying to sneak up front." Cheryl's smirk widened. "Security, we've got a fraud here." Two uniformed officers stormed down the jet bridge, hands already brushing their cuffs. "Ma'am, step aside," one barked. Vanessa straightened her blazer, her face stinging, but her voice calm. "This is my seat, 2A, paid in full." Cheryl scoffed. "Your kind never pays for this section. Either sit in the back where you belong, or leave the plane." A ripple of laughter rose from a cluster of passengers. One businessman leaned over his laptop, sneering. Always drama when they can't afford their ticket. The humiliation grew thicker than the recycled air. Phones flashed. A teenager shouted, "We're live on TikTok. Watch this woman get dragged off a plane." The captain, Douglas Kane, appeared at the cockpit door, annoyance etched on his face. "What's the holdup?" "Impersonator," Cheryl snapped. "Ticket was fake. She assaulted me." "Lies," Vanessa replied steadily. Kane's lip curled. "Enough. Remove her." The officers moved closer. One reached for her wrist. Gasps echoed again as Vanessa's briefcase fell open, spilling sleek black folders across the aisle. Stamped on each in silver, Aero Global Holdings, confidential. Cheryl kicked one aside. "Fake props. Don't be fooled." But the cameras kept rolling, capturing every second. The live stream ticked upward. 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 viewers. Vanessa gathered her papers, stood tall, and looked Cheryl dead in the eye. "You've just made the biggest mistake of your career." Cheryl laughed. "Oh, really? And what are you going to do about it?" Vanessa's answer was simple. "Watch." She pulled out a sleek black phone unlike any in the cabin, its screen lit with encrypted codes. She pressed one button, held it to her ear. "This is Vanessa Cole, authorization code Delta 93, ground flight 472 immediately." The cabin erupted. Screens at the gate flickered. The boarding monitor turned red. "Flight 472. Hold." "What the hell?" Kane sputtered, his captain's authority crumbling. The officer's radio crackled. "Command confirms. Flight 472 on executive hold. Do not proceed." Cheryl's face drained of color. What just happened?" Vanessa turned to the passengers. Her voice carried like a verdict. "For those recording, my name is Vanessa Cole. I am the Chief Executive Officer of Aero Global Holdings, majority stakeholder of this airline. That means every seat, every crew member, every paycheck here runs through me." The live stream exploded. Comments flooded. "Wait, she owns the airline? This is insane. Cheryl's done for." Vanessa opened one of the black folders and held it up. Stock certificates, signatures, the official board resolution naming her CEO. "You humiliated me in front of thousands," she continued, her tone steel. "But worse, you humiliated yourselves. Because when you attacked me, you attacked the very person responsible for this airline's survival." The mayor's office called her phone. Then the Secretary of Transportation. She ignored them all. Every second was fuel for the fire. Cheryl stumbled backward. I didn't know." Vanessa's stare was ice. "You didn't care. You saw my skin and made a decision. Now I'm making mine. She pointed to Cheryl. Effective immediately, you're terminated. To Kane. Captain, you're relieved of duty. Hand over your credentials. To the officers, escort them out. Now, the plane shook with gasps. Some passengers cheered. Others sat stunned, realizing history was unfolding at 30,000 live viewers and climbing. The officers hesitated. Vanessa's phone buzzed again. She pressed speaker. Miss Cole, this is the chairman of the board. Do whatever you must. The company stands behind you. That was the death knell. Cheryl's badge was stripped. Kane's captain's wings were torn off. Both were marched down the aisle, past recording phones, their careers ending before the world. Vanessa faced the passengers. Every black traveler who has been doubted, degraded, or denied. This moment is for you. From today forward, discrimination in my airline will cost more than any ticket ever could. She lifted the shredded boarding pass from the floor. These scraps are proof that arrogance dies fast when truth walks in. The cabin erupted in applause, roaring louder than the engines outside. The live stream crossed 50,000 viewers. Headlines began flashing across phones mid-flight. But Vanessa wasn't finished. She raised her phone once more, issuing a command. Effective immediately, a full audit of employee conduct begins tonight. Every report of bias will now bypass local managers and land directly on my desk. Gasps rippled through the cabin. This wasn't just punishment, it was reform. Passengers leaned closer, whispering, stunned. A grandmother whispered, "This changes everything." Vanessa returned calmly to her seat in 2A, buckled in, and placed her phone on the tray table. Power, she said softly, isn't shown by shouting. It's revealed in silence, when your enemies realize who you really are. If this story left you speechless, don't just watch. Take action now. Hit like, share this video everywhere, and drop a comment telling us where you're watching from, and the moment that shook you most. Subscribe and turn on notifications, because more bold, shocking stories of truth, justice, and power are coming your way.